This is Mark Tessier-Lavigne. For the people who do not know, he was the president of Stanford University. It was announced that recently he resigned.
The president
of one of the top-ranked American universities is stepping down.
If you think this is a normal resignation, think again. His resignation could change everything because people normally think you are guilty when you resign. Am I right? Is he guilty or not? We don't know. But normally, when you say things like this, as I've emphatically stated, I've never submitted a scientific paper without firmly believing that the data were correct and accurately presented. In quotes, he did engage in direct contact or knew of the misconduct when it occurred. But there is no evidence of anything. So what should we supposed to think? So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, think about subscribing. Today we will talk about the scandal that may change how we view the world forever. Before I continue the video, I want to tell you about my software.
Okay, I'm the boss, the accountant, the assistant, and probably tech support too. And I haven't slept since Tuesday. Where's the invoice? Where's the task list? Where's my team? Oh, right, it's just me.
This is fine. Everything is fine. I'm just dying inside.
Then I got Ancoia CRM. Tasks, done. Payroll, done. Clients, happy. Me, alive.
Now I run my whole company like a pro. And I only cry once a week. Progress.
It's a business management software or project management software for some. Since we are testing now, it's completely free. You can use our services for free. Visit Ancoia.com and sign up. So back to the video. Research is what propels humanity forward. Someone said it's fueled by curiosity, because we get curious, ask questions, and immerse ourselves in discovering everything there is to know. Learning is thriving. You know, without curiosity and research, progress would slow to a halt, and our lives as we know them would be completely different. Like in Ethiopia, because it's 2015 today. If early civilizations hadn't been curious about the human body, we wouldn't know anything about biology. Decades of research have led us to where we are today, a civilized society with the knowledge and tools to move forward. If the researcher did not do any research or anything, we'd become ignorant and unaware of anything because curiosity is out of the window. We wouldn't understand or go forward. Without research, we couldn't say we were close to finding the cure for cancer or finding the most eco-friendly way to light up our homes and offices. We wouldn't know that, even though bees are not our favorites. They do a job that helps us all. Without research, we could not possibly have survived, as long as we have. Believe it. And there are still millions of things that we don't know and have yet to be discovered, like diseases to cure, waters to explore, and species to discover. All of that is possible with research. If research is not valid and not reliable, it can lead to a number of negative consequences. For example, the findings of the research may not be accurate or reliable, which can lead to incorrect conclusions or recommendations. Because if the research is not valid, it may not be able to be replicated or confirmed by other researchers, which can lead to mistrust or skepticism of the findings. It may not be able to be used to guide policy or practice, which can limit its usefulness, and it may not be able to be used to make decisions or predictions, which can limit its usefulness. I will show you some general examples of research studies that have been criticized for their lack of validity and reliability. It's important to note that these examples do not represent the entirety of scientific research, but rather instances where flaws or limitations have been identified. Disgraced and discredited, the doctor who convinced thousands of parents to skip vital vaccinations for their children. Andrew Wakefield's already been stripped of his medical license. Now he's been called a fraud. Andrew Wakefield's study on the MMR vaccine. Wakefield's controversial study, published in 1998, suggested a link between the MMR measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine and autism. The study was later discredited due to serious methodological flaws, conflicts of interest, and ethical concerns. Numerous subsequent studies have found no evidence of a causal link between the MMR vaccine and autism, the arsenic life study. From this unearthly landscape, intimations of otherworldly life. NASA scientists have discovered a microbe in the depths of California's Mono Lake that uses a toxic chemical to prosper, putting the very definition of life back under the microscope. In 2010, a study published in the journal Science claimed to have discovered a bacterium that could incorporate arsenic into its DNA, challenging the fundamental understanding of biochemistry. The study faced intense scrutiny from the scientific community, with criticisms focused on issues such as sample contamination, inadequate controls, and misinterpretation of data. Subsequent research failed to replicate the findings, and the study's validity was called into question. The Diederik Stapel case, Diederik Stapel, was a prominent social psychologist who fabricated data for numerous studies over several years. His fraudulent studies included topics such as the effects of priming on behavior and the influence of environmental cues on decision-making. Stapel's misconduct was eventually exposed, leading to retractions of his papers and significant damage to the field of social psychology. These examples show you instances where research studies were found to be lacking in validity and reliability, either due to flawed methodologies, data fabrication, or other ethical breaches. Now this happened. The president of one of most prestigious universities in the world falsified more than 50,000 research data. Questions about Tessier-Lavigne's scientific work started to emerge on the platform Payroll. If you don't know, Payroll is where scientists can discuss and evaluate research online. Scientist Elizabeth Bick raised concerns as far back as 2015 about images in Tessier-Lavigne's research that appeared to be digitally altered. One research paper in particular, published in the journal Nature in 2009, sought to identify causes for brain degeneration in Alzheimer's patients. Because of this research, we are working to develop both antibodies and small molecules that may attack Alzheimer's from a novel entry point and help the millions of people who currently suffer from this devastating disease. The company wrote in its annual report, but scientists struggled to reproduce the results documented in the 2009 paper, leading to questions about the accuracy of its data or whether it had been falsified altogether. It called for significant action to correct the scientific record. It also noted that Tessier-Lavigne now plans to retract several of the publications, but the damage has been done. For his part, Tessier-Lavigne has continued to deny allegations of unethical behavior, noting that his career spans 3 decades and hundreds of research papers. One of the most selective private research universities in the U.S., located in the heart of Silicon Valley, Stanford has a history of pumping out notable alumni from world leaders like the United Kingdom's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to tech entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, who reportedly dropped out after 2 days. Tessier-Lavigne has served in his role as president for nearly 7 years. He will be replaced by interim president Richard Salor starting in September. I want to know, what are your thoughts about it? If you like the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Hey, I forgot to tell you who found out about it.
Theo Baker is the student journalist who first published those allegations back in November and has been covering this for months. Theo Baker, welcome to the NewsHour.
Thanks so much for having me. Big fan of the show.
Well, we appreciate that. And we should say you are an 18-year-old rising sophomore. You spent your freshman year as the investigations editor for the Stanford newspaper.